Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the It's Pizza Time podcast. I am your host, iNDiGO. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Victor, who's back.
Hello.
And our very special guests, Safiya and Cory from Faytal.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good day or night, whoever's listening to this.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. I know we're in quarantine, so hope everyone's staying safe. This is Cory, and let's get this started.
That's a good intro. So, for everybody, I guess, who doesn't know who or what you do, would you like to give like a little bit of an example of like, or explanation rather, of what you guys do?
So yeah, we're just oh, you want to go for it, or you want me to do it?
Nah, go for it. Go for it. We can go back and forth.
We're cousins. We grew up together, we're really close, and we're a dubstep duo. Heavy dubstep, if you want to get more exact. And pretty much what we do, we produce and DJ. And yeah, right now we have a show coming up on Tuesday at Space Yacht, so check us out there.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm definitely gonna tune into that. It's I'm definitely tuning into the stream. So
yeah, it should be good. It should be fun. Last time we played a Space Shot was what, 20?
It's like 2 years ago. Yeah, it's like
2018. That was one of our best shows. So
yeah,
I know it's not gonna be the same. Obviously, there's no people there, but you know it's something. So just be there. We're putting together a really good set. Should be fun.
yeah. I think this episode will go up after that though. That show.
Okay.
So it will be like, hey, well, if you guys went there, let us. If anybody listening to this went there, let us know. Let us know in the
I'm
comments.
sure
or
it'll be
whatever.
recorded anyway, so if you do want to
Yeah.
end up seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I think Space Yacht keeps them up on YouTube. So
Yeah, if you want to go catch Faytal
yeah.
set, go check that out. Oh yeah. Okay. Then I'll move on straight to the precursor question, we call it, the first question of the podcast, the thing we ask everybody here. What is your favorite kind of pizza?
Oh, dude.
Okay,
Honestly, I love pineapples on my pizza. It's so good to me.
Man, if John, our third co-host, was here right now, he'd be like praising you. That's.
I am very basic. I just like double pepperoni. That's it. Nothing else. I'm sorry. That was very basic on my pizza.
It's a great question. That's a very important question.
I don't feel bad for liking a quote unquote basic pizza, because it's like, it's good, man. You know what you're getting. There's nothing wrong about liking, the classic stuff.
Yeah, give me some double pep, no pineapples, no jalapenos, sausage maybe, but just give me double pep and I'll be good.
Dang, man, you're missing out with the jalapenos and pineapple. Pineapple on pizza is just, it adds like a sweetness to it that's so good.
I don't know.
Very good.
Not my cup of tea, but I'm not gonna bash other people who enjoy it.
Yeah, like
What about you guys?
like I wouldn't order pineapple on a pizza, but if it's on there already, I'm just like, screw it, take it.
Okay, that's fair. It's better than the people who are like so anti that.
Oh yeah,
affects their lives.
I don't get it. It's like it doesn't change who you are as a person. It's like their choice. Just because they have,
let people enjoy pineapple on their pizza.
Just because they enjoy pineapple on their pizza doesn't mean you have to. It's not like they're fucking taking over and every pizza is gonna have pineapple on it now. It doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But,
and to answer your question, Cory, I like a spicy buffalo, but I'm also basic, and I'll just go with anything as long as it's pizza. Honestly, I'll eat it.
I'm kind of the same way.
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I've never had spicy buffalo. That sounds kind of good.
It's really good.
Like,
what's your like pizza place? Would you say is your like number one pizza place?
I'd say probably the same thing that our friend here, Marco, is gonna say. It's gonna be Mulberry's.
Hell yeah.
Because like it's been a place that we kind of grew up around, and they got some bomb pizzas, and they're pretty big too.
Yeah.
For like, I don't know, I forgot how much they are. It's like $4 now, right?
Yeah, they went up in price, but they're big slices.
Yeah, they're like massive slices.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like the actual like New York style kind of pizza. It's not like
Oh
Papa
yeah.
John's or Domino's kind of pizza.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Nah.
like an actual pizza joint that's been here forever.
Yeah.
And what's it called again? I'm gonna have to
It's
probably
called
check that out.
Mulberry Street
Mulberries.
Pizzeria, I think. It's something like that.
Okay.
You know,
Cool.
it's kind of bad that I
Thank you.
don't know the actual name of it, even though I worked there for a while. But
Wow.
Yeah, I think
I
I found
gotta,
it.
I gotta
Oh
say,
yeah, I
like
got it.
full pizzas are expensive though,
yeah, shit's great. It's
but
like
it's really good though.
yeah, it's a little expensive because it's in like a bougie neighborhood, but
Yeah, I saw Beverly Hills and I was like, "Oop."
yeah,
That's where it originated though, but they have like ones all over. Like I was in West Hollywood recently, and there's one there I think.
Cool. So it's yeah, because it seems like it's in Sherman Oaks, like that whole area, which is a little up north, but definitely gonna check that out. Because I'm the kind of person where like I'll order some Domino's and call it a day, but every once in a while you do want that actual like just pizza slice.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
for me,
Yeah.
Domino's just doesn't do it. I mean, I had it a lot when I was growing up, and I didn't really like mind it. But then I started eating better pizza, and then after
Mm.
that, I was just like, shit, I can't be eating Domino's. Like I think I'd
Yes,
rather
yeah.
just go for a DiGiorno pizza over Domino's to be honest.
Like the frozen ones.
Yeah, I think I'd just rather go to the store, pick one up real quick.
Wow.
DiGiorno's actually kind of fire though.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
underrated. I actually
Yeah,
like the joint.
DiGiorno's underrated as hell.
I've never had it. I've never had it.
You gotta get some.
Gotta try it.
I feel
Pretty
like
good.
as soon as you're gonna try it, you're gonna be like, you know what, Domino's. I don't know.
Yeah, just
You guys
like
gotta step it up.
takes 20 minutes of your time, and then you got a pizza.
I'm gonna test that out one day, and I'll let you know. Let you know how it goes.
All right, all right.
All right, to take this away from pizza. So you guys mentioned that you guys are cousins, right? And that you
Yes.
guys both make dubstep music. Whose idea was it to start off, or like how did that occur?
Like
Like,
yeah,
how did you guys get together and decide, hey, let's make dubstep music together?
Honestly, I think it was a mutual decision. Like from what I remember, and I think we both have the same memory. Is we went to an all ages Keys and Crates concert, I believe, 2015, 2014. I really don't remember the exact year, but prior to that, we'd always been doing music together. Like we lived in the same apartment complexes for pretty much like 60% of our lives. So I was at his house all the time, or vice versa. Always work on music and garage band, just make beats and stuff like that. And we went to this Keys and Crates concert, and I just remember being blown away by live EDM music. And we actually started off making trap, like hybrid trap and whatnot. And then towards down the line, we kind of just had like an itch for like heavier stuff, and we started getting more into dubstep and bro step. And then just kind of over time, we just kind of got heavier and heavier, and now we've just reached in terms of like listening and creating, and that's just where we ended up, and that's kind of how we ended up where we were now. But that's the start of us wanting to create EDM music, not even just dubstep, was after we went to a Keys and Crates show in LA.
Was it
and
just
ever since then.
was it just kind of like you guys both knew that you wanted to do it together, or was that like something that you guys decided like later on?
I
Well,
think
it's
we
like-
both knew that we wanted to do it together. I think.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
like
Cory,
we,
was it like that for you?
yeah, it was. I was just gonna say like we were making other music before that, and like we just our families have like a lot of music in it, or are involved in a lot of music in different ways. So it's just like always been in our family, and me and Fia are like pretty much brother and sister. Like we just grew up. Our always family. We lived down the street from each other like our whole lives until like recently, like, a couple years ago. So and we were always at each other. Like pretty much grew up together. So and then she took me to the show. It was her idea. And then from there, once we just kind of like had an aha moment together, and then just like she said, we were making trap, and then we went to like hybrid trap, and then like ups, then like bro stuff, like Zomboy type stuff, and then now we're just like some super heavy stuff.
Yeah.
That's just kind of where we're at right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so were you guys into like dubstep before you guys went to that show, or was that like, just kind of like on a whim, just like, like let's do this?
I wasn't in the
think it was-
EDM.
It wasn't
I
a
don't
whim,
see
I
it.
think. Yeah. Well, to be fair, the funny thing is that my little brother, he's 5 years younger than me. So at the time, he was probably like 11. Him and Cory's little brother, my cousin, they were like into like the trap EDM than I was, and then I got into it because of him, and then I started finding like all ages shows and whatnot, and that's what got me into EDM. Like my little brother listened to it, and that's what got me into it. And it was a nice like shift from like the normal hip hop stuff that we were making, like a perfect mix of that plus like the EDM elements. And I think that's why we approached it the way that we did, was because we had already had like a sense of that music in terms of our background, and like we just heard like an elevated version of it. I think that's what drew us so like into EDM. I think, well, that's for me personally, because I never heard trap EDM a day in my life until I heard my little brother listen to it, and then got Cory into it, and since then we've like made a lot of friendships from it, and it's just been like EDM has just become like a big part of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, electronic music definitely has like that kind of vibe. It's very easy to make friends in it, which is, very nice and shit.
Yeah,
Definitely a
100%.
really
Yeah.
cool community. Like, when you guys like started like making dubstep, you said like your family had like a lot of, I guess, music involved with it. So what was it like? I take it that they weren't, into, or they didn't really work with like electronic music. So like, kind of, how was that? Did they kind of like understand immediately, or were they like, kind of like iffy on it?
Huh.
That's actually a good question. I don't know. I'm gonna take a guess. Well, guess off of their actions. I think they were kind of like, at first it was like kind of, what is this? Because even to like music nowadays, like pop music nowadays, that's their mentality. So like definitely music without lyrics. That's just a bunch of, to them, like I think they first thought it was noise, and then when they saw that we were taking it seriously, they kind of adjusted to it a little bit more. I mean, that's what I think happened. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Maybe Cory has like a different interpretation of how things went down, but that's how I think it happened from my family, at least.
I think they were like always supportive. Like they were never like, no, don't do this. But they probably like Thea said, they're like EDM, like what, like electronic, like it's probably they're like our parents, so like they're older, obviously, different generation, different time. So it just
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like a bunch of like computer noises to them. But I think once we start getting like shows, and we start getting like followers on SoundCloud, and they saw us like playing like we used to play the Yoast, like throwback back in the day. If you remember Yoast, there's like this venue in Orange County that we used to go to shows like every week, and then like we start playing like the upstairs shows. Those are like some of my favorite memories.
Yeah,
But
Yoast was a move.
yeah, but like what was I lost my train of thought. Oh, so like once they saw us like playing shows, I think they saw us. They I guess took it more seriously. I guess like people were saying, but I think they always were supportive. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they were never like, no, like you can't do this.
But they were just more so like they just didn't really understand it at first.
Yeah, they didn't. From what I remember, no, they didn't. Like,
No,
so,
they
like
didn't, bro.
I used to play video. Like, I still play video games, but I used to be like this kid that plays like I used to play League a lot. Like I used to play League like 10 hours a day, and all of a sudden I'm just going to shows and like going to Fia's house to play, make music. So it was like a big shift for my parents anyway. So they were just like a little confused at first.
Oh yeah.
But then they got used to it. Now it's like the normal, I guess.
Yeah, like I feel that when I got into like electronic music, or I've been into electronic music like most of my life, but when I was finally old enough to go to shows, like I was a kid that also like would spend hours and hours playing video games, and then just all of a sudden I was like going to like as soon as I turned 18, I was going like to like 4 shows a week, and
Yeah.
I was like, because I didn't want to. Because, like, Ellie is, like, notorious for, like, not having all ages shows. Like, I could maybe go to, like, a few, like, every year. And so, once I turned 18, I was able to, like, go to all these shows. And, like, my mom was kind of, like, hyped about it because she was like, oh, you're finally going out of the house. It's, like, that's great. She didn't really, like, care what it was. She was just, like, I could have been, I could have been, like, shooting heroin for all she cared. She was just happy to have me out. She was just having like and I think she also liked it because I was actually like it got me to be a lot happier in a sense, because like I finally got to
That's good.
I got to vibe with the genre I wanted, got to see all the artists that I really like looked up to and shit. So yeah,
That's cool. I mean, pre-quarantine, were you still going to like that many shows per week, or did you kind of tone it down
Oh
a bit
yeah.
the older you got?
I mean, well, I'm still 18, so I'm turning 19 as of recording
Oh
this.
shoot!
As of recording this, I'm turning 19 next week.
Oh
So
nice.
like yeah, I up until quarantine I was going at it, and I'm really
That
lucky I did.
sucks. Damn.
But I'm really lucky I did because like hey, I got like 5 6 months of just like straight shows for a while, so that was
Yeah, that's good. That's
yeah,
good. And like LA has something going on for bass music, like probably 2 times a week
dude.
at the very least.
Yeah,
So
a lot. It's like it's surprising. I mean, Victor and I go to a lot of shows together, and it's like this is like such a good city for it. There's like several events every single night. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like
100%, 100%.
the four like 4 times a week is kind of an exaggeration. It would probably be like more like two,
3
but three maybe three on a good week.
3
But
average. Three's
That's
average.
still a lot. That's still a lot,
that is a
though.
lot. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
That's a
I don't know if
lot.
it's that
Dude,
much.
you went to a lot of shows with me, and I went to a lot by myself.
That's true. That is true. For me, it's probably like 1 or 2 average. I like to like chill and not spend all my money.
Yeah, except that one time where you saw Dead Mouse 3 times in a single week.
Yes, I mean he came here.
Three
Listen,
times.
so the last time he was there was like at that venue. I don't even know. I think it was like 2007 or something. And like the closest show that he went to, I don't know if it was the Novo or wherever it was, but that was my first time ever seeing Dead Mouse as well. And I was like, shit, might as well go. And the ticket prices were fairly cheap for Dead Mouse, right? And I was like, fuck it, might as well go all 3 days. I mean, it was 5 days in total. And I was like, screw it, I'll go Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Or like some variation of that. And like it was so much fucking fun. I met so many different people. Like I even went to there was like a meet and greet at a some random like coffee shop or something, and like I went and met him, got my stuff signed, met some producers there, met like people, artists who actually like shoot TV shows and stuff. So it was a lot of fun, and like a lot came out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like a good time, and I bet that every show you went to every night was a different experience.
Oh,
No,
for sure.
no same vibe. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what kind of
Cool.
like what's your guys' favorite like subgenre of EDM? I guess.
That's
So what do you guys listen to?
that's tough. I
That is a lot.
I go through like I mean I listen to pretty much only like EDM, but I go pretty much all over the place. Like you can find me listening to I think I listen to mostly dubstep, but I'd say like I do find myself occasionally like listening to like lo-fi or even like house, trance, drum and bass. Like even if it, like even if someone sent me like a track that was like kawaii future bass, I'd probably still listen to it. You know.
Yeah, I'm in the same sort of realm. I listen to a large variety of music outside of EDM as well. So like most of the time I'll be like kind of like listening to like R&B, hip hop, rap. But then like when I do venture into EDM, a lot of dubstep, techno, trance. And while I don't really like the happy hardcore stuff, like the very upbeat stuff and like I guess like the kawaii type music, I can listen to it, but it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I used to kind of close off other genres for whatever reason. I used to just have this mentality where it's like one EDM subgenre and that's it. And over the last couple years, like year or two, I've definitely branched out with other music. Like I'm driving around listening like Oliver Heldens and stuff. Like there's just there's a lot of good music that it just doesn't have to be dubstep. And I'm just glad that I just took myself out of that bubble and gave myself the chance to listen to other
I feel
genres
like
and stuff.
yeah, I feel like people put themselves in like a bubble a lot of the time with music. They like shit on other genres or like vow not to listen to other genres because like they won't be, I guess, true to the genre that they like if they go do that. Like, you know, it's like I like dubstep. If I listen to house, that means I don't like dubstep anymore. That means, you know, I'm like or you know what, like that kind of thing. It's like they're not willing to accept it. They're not willing to like at least try it because they want to, like, I guess, adhere to the rules of the invisible rules of dubstep or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to be like that
I've
too.
learned that.
Yeah.
Like if it's not rhythm, I don't want to hear it. But I'm just like, man, I could barely even listen to rhythm anymore. Like, I mean, I listen to it like I'm playing a show, but not like just driving around. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Listen to like more chill stuff, like not Sham. I'm about to mispronounce the name live on Shami. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that.
Shami.
Just like house,
Shami.
Shami. I can't believe I
Yeah.
mispronounced it.
Yes,
Like house and
TCHAMI.
stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good to
Yeah.
listen to different genres because even if you're not producing that genre, you kind of get that feel of what they're going for, and then even if it's like if you're listening to I don't know, even just like pop stuff, you can kind of take stuff from that and then blend it in your music too. Or like you'll get influenced by it somehow, and like it'll create a variation.
Oh, 100%. I've learned that like you could learn just by, especially with like creating music. Like if there's anything I've learned is that you don't always learn by doing. You can learn just by listening, and you're gonna pick up things that you don't even realize you're picking up until you incorporate them in your own music. If that makes any sense at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, because like for me, like I could be listening to like Bad Bunny or something, and I'm like, oh shit, this is so sick. Even just like the melodies and stuff, and I'm like, what if I tried that on this track, or like something like that, and
Oh,
then
100%. Yeah.
it blends and like creates something brand new.
So with that being said, do you? I feel like we're asking questions,
Yeah,
and
I
in
was
a way,
about I was
like
about to
being.
say, I feel like you guys are interviewing us now. It's like
It's okay, we can go back and forth.
it's all good.
No, no,
It's
no.
all
I'm gonna.
good.
I feel bad, y'all.
No, no,
Just
no, no, no.
ask the
Just
questions. My bad.
at least ask what you were going to just now.
I was gonna say. So do you produce? I was gonna ask if you produce.
I mean,
Yeah.
very low key. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like a massive producer. I'm just doing it for fun. Like I'm not putting anything out. Just trying to learn for the most part.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
We're more kind of like I'd say like I want to pursue that, but right now it's more of a hobby while I try to get like, like work and stuff like that underway.
Yeah, I'm more of a perfectionist. I'm like, I'll listen to my stuff and I'll just be like, you know what, this is pretty shit, and then I'll just toss it, you know? And
Dang.
I feel like
Yeah.
my vibe changes all the time. And a lot of the music I end up producing is just completely different from what I actually want to produce. Like, I'll just sit down in front of like FL and I'll just like play around and I'll just make some like really down, like sad shit, even though I'm like, I want to make something like poppy, like hype,
Mhm.
tropical, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's the kind of stuff you can't fight though. If like you might go into a project thinking you want to do this, this, and this, but overall, whatever you're feeling is gonna take complete control of that. And if you come out with a banging sad tune, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's
Honestly.
true.
All right. Well, let me ask this. Like, you guys, what I guess are your inspirations like for dubstep and stuff like that?
Okay. So I'm going to answer this in a way of saying not per se specifically dubstep because I don't like. I mean, I guess we could say we have inspirations for dubstep, but like we were just talking about
Yeah.
before.
Well, let's just
I
say
like to
yeah.
listen to like other genres and kind of take things from there. So for me, my favorite kind of music is like film scores and film compositions. Like I love listening to Hans Zimmer. I love just driving around listening to film scores and like the musical composition that goes into that.
Yeah.
And so, if I had to choose like a source of like my inspiration and what I listen to the most to try to get ideas from, I would say film scores, hands down. Because not only does it have like the melodical, like the melody sense, it also has, depending on what you're listening to, you've got like aggressiveness and stuff that can just easily be incorporated into bass music and like into dubstep. So
Yeah.
to answer my question from my end, whenever I'm creating music, like my biggest inspiration I would say would be film scores.
Yeah. I mean, Hans Zimmer's a
Um,
beast. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
if we're talking strictly dubstep, I think
Let's just
my
say EDM.
inspiration
Period. Like,
it,
I'd say that's
it's
a better
probably
term.
like Midnight Tea, Sudden Death, Calcium, like that. Those type of people. If we're talking Even the EDM was like my favorite go-to dubstep artist. And outside of EDM, I just listen to a lot of hip hop. That's me personally. A lot of hip hop. Listen to a lot of rock as well. People don't usually know, like metal stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I guess that's my answer.
Yeah, I mean
Am
those.
I able to add on? Oh shoot, my bad. Go
No, no, no,
for it.
go for it. Go for it.
No, I was gonna say, am I able to add on to my answer? Because I feel like
Absolutely.
over the last like few months in quarantine, a lot of people have broke out of their shells in terms of like making just weird good music. And so like for EDM, like some influences that I've had over the last couple months have definitely been like Guppy, Jiki, who I've probably we probably have like three songs, at least three of his songs in our sets now, because his songs are like they're all good and they're all he just you can hear you can feel his like inspiration, but like you can feel his emotion through his music. Um, but I would say like those two, and maybe like even Nosphere, like they're just killing it in terms of they're putting themselves into their music, and it just sounds good and different. And it's definitely pushed me to just try to be more creative with what I create. I've been creating these last couple months, so.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, like I've heard I think only a couple, like a handful of those artists. Like, so I'm assuming that they're smaller artists, but I guess I know Nosphere is like relatively small, I guess, compared to most people. So it's like it's nice to see that people are still getting inspired from each other rather than like, hey, I just want to sound like, like I want to be, I want to sound like Skrillex. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, so let's move this on to like more things about your guys' life, I guess. Like, do you guys have any hobbies outside of music? Like, do you guys like collect coins or something?
yeah. Like, what have you been doing like throughout all of quarantine? Like, what's keeping you going?
Um,
Uh,
Go for it, Corey. I'll answer after you.
well, I play a lot of video games. Probably my biggest hobby outside of making music. I watch a lot of TV shows. Kind of boring. Um, and
Hey.
I design clothes. I'm in the process of starting a brand, but not ready to announce anything yet, any details or anything.
All
But
right.
those are like, and I'm in school, so that's what's been I've been doing during quarantine. Mostly the brand in school, and then video games when I have time, obviously.
Dang. Was that a squeaky toy?
Yeah, my bad. I was playing with my dog for a little, a little bit. He
All
chewed on the
good,
squeaky toy.
man. It's like, hey, man, it's stuff like that that makes this podcast like nice. The fact that it's
Makes
raw.
it fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's we're just relaxing. We're just having fun. Fucking uh yeah. What about you, Sophia?
So for me, I play a couple video games. I play Smash and Fortnite, but everything else is pretty much music. Like over quarantine, I found the studio in Whittier, and I have a drum set because I play drums. That's like my main instrument, and so I've been going there twice a week, recording drums, doing drum covers, and just trying to put myself out there, my drum side. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm either producing with Cory or I'm producing with my little brother, or playing Fortnite or Smash, and that's about it. Or I'm binging a TV show. That's about it though. Music is like probably like the thing that I gotta do in life.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went to school for it. I just graduated, or quote unquote graduated, in May. Got my degree in music, so it's definitely I'm definitely like all in. So if it doesn't work out, then I'm screwed. But um,
Um,
hopefully it does. So I guess we'll just see what the future holds.
Definitely. I mean, I have hope for you. Like, I mean, your guys' music is like really good. So, honestly, I could see it. Definitely.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Like since you play drums and stuff like that, have you ever used like any of your actual playing in any of your music, or at least like
No,
sampled
but
yourself?
we actually our manager and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I've been recording. Part of my recording has been samples that I'm starting like I'm having like my own sample pack exclusively of just like drum hits that we're gonna try to incorporate in our songs that are essentially like or stamp in our music, if that makes sense. But I've always thought about either incorporating live drums or like even just doing like drum covers to like dubstep or EDM
Yeah.
songs because I'd be super sick trying to bring them to life, and I finally have the ability to do that. So it's just a matter of putting those words into action. But I have been recording drum sounds to add onto our sample library, and so those should be heard. They'll be heard in the next few tracks that come out.
Yeah. Do you so do you like envision like if you were to do it live, you would do it like I guess kind of like a mode step style set where like one of you like you're on drums, and then like the other one's kind of like at the fucking the control.
Controller.
Yes, that. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, that's the thing. I love DJing, and like I feel like with drums, part of me is like I want to keep that separate, other than being in the like studio recorded version. But when it comes to live shows, I'm all in. I like getting behind the decks and being up there and mixing. Honestly, I can't see myself doing anything else. But who knows? Maybe in the next couple of years we can do like a trial run and see how the live setting goes. Because I know Chainsmokers, probably not the best example, but they use a live drummer for their shows, and I think it adds like a whole different energy to
Yeah.
it. But I'm who's to know if that energy is gonna make the set livelier or kind of deaden it a little bit, because they do like trap and like housey kind of stuff. I'm not sure how it would fit with dubstep, but it's something I'm not completely ruling out. It
Yeah.
might be good. Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't really know till you try.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel
so
like it's
yeah,
a very like adding live instrumentation is a very like happier genre kind of thing.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
but at the same time, we were at that Mode Step show, at a
well,
Disciple
yeah,
Takeover,
but
and
that's mode step. That is,
I know, but I'm just saying, like, as an example, like
yeah,
they're
it's definitely possible, but you have to figure out how to do it right. Um,
right.
how
exactly,
to make it
exactly.
entertaining.
Because you can either make it worse and like bring the energy down, or you can make it better and make yourself stand out. So I feel like it can go either one or two ways. There's no in between. No in
Yeah.
between. Um, but
I,
no, it's definitely been something that I've been thinking about, or we've been thinking about these last couple months. So I guess we'll see. Honestly, if and when shows ever come back.
all right. Yeah. Okay. Well then, w- um, how was it like when you started like doing your like how was your first show? Like how did that ever like come to be, and like how was your like I guess how'd you feel about getting on stage for the first time?
Was our first show Yost? I think it was. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
could
was
be.
Yost. I think in the Sky
So
Room.
I think I mentioned earlier. For those who don't know, Yost is. I think it's closed. I don't know if it's open. I think it's closed down. If it's open, they don't do EDM shows anymore. Anyway, Yost was this place that held EDM events at least twice a week. Dubstep or trap. Once they had those bass Thursdays or something like that. We go literally every week, and eventually we just, because like you see the same people. So I think we met one of the promoters or something, and he let us. We told him we DJ'd and all that and produced. And he's like, okay, we'll give you guys a shot like upstairs. He used to have like this upstairs separate from the main stage, but the upstairs is pretty cool. It was more, it was like a little like more personal. And then if a lot of people showed up, then like it'd be, in my opinion, it'd be better than the main stage. He eventually gave us a shot. We went, and I think that was the first show. We were nervous, but we were really excited because to this day, DJing is like something that's just like putting together a set, putting together and like just going through a track list and like, okay, well, I know this crowd's gonna like this. I know this crowd might like that. But that's probably one of the things that like keeps me going DJing. It's really, really, really fun. So I think we were nervous on our first show, but really excited. I think we did good. If I'm not, and we used to use a tractor.
Yeah, I was about to say. I remember. I
We used
remember
to use
those
a
days.
tractor. We just started using, well, not just, maybe it's like 2 years ago we switched over to CDJs because that's like the industry standard. You can't go and just bring a tractor to like a Somnia exhibit or something. But yeah, that was our first show. It was really fun. Like, I don't know, maybe like 15 people showed up, but hey, 15 people is better than no people in your room. So it was cool at the time.
That's fair. I mean, that definitely sounds interesting. Like, I think I would be like I think I would be like too nervous to do it. Like at least for the first time.
Hey,
Even
but
like the
thing,
first 5-10 minutes are nervous. Oh my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, like the first 5-10 minutes, maybe 15, you're probably nervous, like, damn, I'm gonna mess up. Like you have the set like in your head, like, and then after that, after like the first initial nerves get off, like you're good. It's just fun after that. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
I
I
just
think I still have a video or a picture somewhere. I have to like dig through my phone to find it. I
yeah.
think I still do.
I think it was
Yeah,
just.
what I was gonna.
Oh
go
no,
ahead, go ahead.
you go first because you were starting.
All right, I was gonna say that Marco, you DJ'd some sort of birthday party.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was still nervous. I was still nerve-wracking as hell.
Yeah. I mean, like, of course, we had probably more than 10, 15 people, but I'm sure. I mean, you did well for your first time. I don't know if that was your first time, but you did really well. And of course, the crowd wasn't really into that type of music, so he kind of had to work with what he was given. Most of what he had on the sticks were probably EDM.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't a great experience. That's why I just kind of write it off as, hey, I'm not gonna count that as my first time. Nobody paid attention. It's like, yeah,
Hey man, but I mean, a gig at the end of the day is a gig, and that's awesome. That you DJ at all. Did you use CDJs or did you use a controller?
CDJs. They had like rented them. It was really weird because like it was my friend's like graduation party, I think, and he was like, oh yeah, can you DJ? And I'm like, yeah, sure, but I don't have a lot of I don't have like any good like gear or speakers or anything. And they were like, oh, don't worry. And then like they fucking rented like top-notch equipment for me, and I'm like, oh, you didn't have to do that. I could have and I was like, oh shit, like even CDJs, they got like really good ones, and I'm like, fucking, I don't know, it was like they were paying like a grand a day for this stuff, and I'm like, no, you didn't have to do that. It was really weird.
That's crazy. That's cool. I mean, yeah, that's cool. That's a good opportunity for you though, to have had that
Yeah,
that setup.
it was good
honestly.
practice.
Yeah.
I remember one of the weirdest gigs. It was weird looking back. We got booked to open for Snoop Dogg, and it's like
Ooh.
looking back. I mean, it's like the sound goes like Snoop Dogg, and it's like it was at the Yost too. But like we were playing like dubstep at the time, so we had like I think it was like a college night if I'm not mistaken. So we opened for him, and we were like, and no one was dancing to our music. Obviously, they came to see like hip hop and like a party almost. So we're playing like.
Oh
I don't
god,
know,
that
we
was
were playing,
awful.
like,
I know
dubstep.
exactly what you're
It
talking
was,
about. That was
and we
awful.
were doing good too. We were like all dancing on stage and like having a good time. I was looking to the crowd, and everyone was looking like, "What the hell are these people listening to? Like,
I think for me that's like one of the not drawbacks, but like there's no worse feeling than being up there like jamming out to your own song and then the crowd's just not feeling it.
Oh yeah.
Like I know that's what comes with it, but like you just feel I hate that feeling.
Have you guys ever
It's so
like?
awkward.
Have you guys ever done like an electronic show that's been like, hey, and you're like building up to a song, and you're like, oh, this is just everybody's gonna go crazy at this one, and then nobody moves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That happens. Yeah.
that happens all the time. Like, oh, this is gonna like let's say we'll double drop a song, play two songs at once. If anyone doesn't know that, and then like in our head, we know we're gonna play it already. So like, oh, this is gonna make them go crazy. We look and like no one's moving. It's just like, oh my god, this is horrible. But it's still good though. That comes with the job. So you just gotta like know your crowd, I guess. Like, we probably should have never took that gig. If we did, we probably should have adjusted our set a little bit, played a little more like maybe friendlier EDM.
To be fair, we were like 16 and like
Yeah.
like
We were naive and
19.
ambitious.
Yeah.
So I don't regret it, but if I can go back and redo it, I would redo our set just so it could be more towards the audience we were playing for. They came to see they came for like a college party with Snoop Dogg and like a throwback hip hop, and we were playing like whatever Faytal or something, whatever we were playing at the time. I don't know.
Oh, you're so. I didn't even think about that. They really came to see Snoop Dogg and left listening to. I mean, it's cool because that's what we do. But yeah, part of coming with the job, like that comes with the job, is just knowing your crowd.
Yeah.
And knowing what you're probably just gonna have to. Because at the end of the day, like you want crowd engagement. Like yeah, you might want to play the songs you want to play. But at the same time, you do have to cater to the crowd because they paid to see, like whether they paid to see the main act, some of that money was put back to you. So you gotta have a little bit of both.
You can't go to Lost Lands and play bass house, like bass house, or like I mean, it's good music, but like they came to see like they came to break their necks or like mosh and all that stuff. They ain't come to hear no like radio music.
It's the
You know
same
what I
thing
mean?
like when we,
So
of course, there's this like venue called the 1720, right? And I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's in downtown LA. It's a small venue. It's EDM. Uh, it's a cool venue, and like sometimes we'll go there for. They put on a lot of shows for EDM, a lot of smaller acts. So like you'll look at like a lineup, and it's just a bunch of just random EDM artists. Like, and of course like we like to go to those to experience a bunch of different things.
Random
Right?
to you. I'd like to consider myself a connoisseur of the rhythm arts. Victor, fight me.
Okay, buddy, Polly. Okay. Anyways,
That might have just been the dumbest thing I've ever said.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and like you have like a bunch of different artists, and like maybe you want to go for a particular like headline, but like of course just like the kawaii, super happy, upbeat stuff in the beginning. And I'm just like kind of sitting there like, okay, but like of course I'm not like shitting on them and whatever, and like I'll listen to it, but of course I'm not really there for that, but I respect it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
yeah, that's like if you guys have ever been to like a brownies and lemonade show, it's always like
I've
interesting.
been to one.
They're very interesting because that's like a lot of the times it's not the same genre for the most part. It's very like
It's a lot of variety.
yeah.
I see that with their lineups. Like, I feel like when people say the phrase "all over the place," it implies a negative thing. But like with them, I think it totally works. Like, you go to a Brownies and Lemonade show, you'll hear some trap, some house, and like you'll hear. It's pretty much you're going to like an ED, like a mini like EDM festival, and it's like you've walked through to all the stages kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good thing. Like I want to hear variety of music, but of course, like when you're looking at a headliner, right? Sometimes you don't necessarily look at the people underneath, right? But then you go to the show
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, okay, and then you just kind of like sit there like, all right,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like that's a hit or a miss. Like sometimes I'll go to a show and like the openers are like exactly what I was like hoping to hear that night, and then sometimes it's a complete bummer, and I'm like, dang, I could have sat in my car a little bit more and just. But I mean, at the same time, I'm happy to be there and support. But there have definitely been times where like it's not, it's complete, like it's a complete 180 of the music that I came out to listen to, and I feel like in some situations it works, and in other situations it's kind of like a sometimes it doesn't. For me personally.
definitely. Like my first show ever, we went to a Dabin show, and I didn't know what to expect because this was my first time ever hearing Dabin as well. Like we just went there because like Marco recommended it, and like it was my first time actually going to an EDM show.
Well, I wanted to go
And-
because I like Trivecta, and he was like underneath,
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck yeah, gotta see that.
That's what I was about to say. I was gonna say like I don't remember who it was Sober Rob beforehand. Very good set, but I was expecting. I didn't hear any of Dabin's music, but I was expecting heavy EDM stuff like that. But Trivecta went on, and he blew my mind. It was the first time ever. I mean, of course, I've heard his music through Monster Cat and stuff, but I never put like face to music, I guess, or just like haven't really heard much of his stuff. But he blew my mind, and so did Dabin. But I think Trivecta look kind of stole the show for me. And I
And
was just
that
like,
that
damn, he was,
happens
like, one of
sometimes,
the
yeah.
openers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really weird like lineup because Sober Rob was like super chill, it was really really relaxed set, and then it was Trivecta that was like a lot of hard dubstep and like melodic dubstep, and then it was Dabin, which was also kind of chill.
Yeah, and then when you looked into the crowd for Trivecta set, you would see a lot of people that were really down for it, but like most of them were there to see Dabin, and he's like very like he's like in his own sound, like more chill, like sad dubstep, but like Trivecta was just going straight hard, and you just kind of look around and you're just like most of these people weren't like really getting it, but we were.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I said, that's the kind of stuff that happens where you go to a show expecting to hear something and you hear something completely different, and you either love it and you have a great experience with it, like it seems like you guys had, or you are like, dang, and not hate it per se, but
It's just kind of like
not really feeling it.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, to take it back to you and your project. So like, what do you guys want to like? Do you guys have any? I guess what's it? Uh, goals, aspirations with where you want to take the project besides, I guess, the live instrumentation.
For me personally, I really want us to spend like these however long it takes, like these next few months of just figuring out um our brand, because that's been something that we've kind of struggled with for a while. Was we just working on the imagery and stuff that's behind us. So like you said, that people know that we're more than just producers and DJs. Like I want to be able to connect with our fans and like-minded people on a more personal level. Um, and that's just like the one thing that I really want to take Faytal, is just expand it beyond just a DJ producer. Like I want to be like a person. I want people to see us as people, not just like a DJ or producer. And I guess
Right.
that just comes with connecting with people, and we've been trying to do that. Like we love um, giving feedback to people. We love like messaging people. Um, like if you guys got a Fortnite, I'll hop on with you. Just let me know. Like we're trying to like put ourselves out there so people know we're just more than get up there and DJ for an hour. Like
Well, hell
we want
yeah,
to
that's what this
just
is
connect
for.
with people more. Yeah.
That's what this is
Yeah,
for.
and
Yeah.
me personally, I want to like, oh, we are gonna do this. I want to focus more on music, and I want to collab with a lot of like smaller artists, because like what Thea was saying, to add on what Thea was saying earlier, like the quarantine like just made them like come out of their shell. So like I just want to collab with like a lot of these up and coming artists, because what they're making is really really cool, really different, and I want to like see what we can do together, stuff like that. I also want shows to come back. You know, obviously
Oh
we have
yeah.
no control over that, but because traveling and getting booked for shows is my favorite part of, of this job, or whatever you want to call it. Um, so that's, I mean, as far as like goals and like just get more music out and just share. As long as people are willing to listen to it, we're gonna keep making it, and hopefully just get more shows booked and just grow the brand, like we said, which we need to work on our brand identity. So I guess that yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely like a that is a very like well thought out goal. You know, a lot of people like in this industry have no idea what they're planning on doing. They're just like, oh, whatever happens, happens. Fuck
Going
it,
with the
right?
flow. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess have you guys been? I know you guys are doing like the live stream show this week as of recording this, or next week as we're recording this. But have you guys been doing like any live stream shows like besides this?
We went on kind of like a live stream bender, I would say. We had about like 5 or 6 shows within 2 months. But not gonna lie, it became very overwhelming and it started to feel like more of a chore than and kind of lost the focus of enjoying it. So we ended up taking about a 1 2 month break. Um, and the first show that we've had since I would say probably the beginning of August, late July, is the Space Yacht live stream. So what better way to like bring in doing shows again? But no, yeah, we played Grime Fest. We have another Grime Fest show coming back. Uh, don't know if I was supposed to say that, but it is what it is. It's nothing I can do now. Um, did that? Did United Fest? We did a bunch when they first started. Or like not when it first started, but when like kind of the middle of it, but just became very very overwhelming. Um, so definitely want to get back into them potentially, but like most definitely are going to slow our roll and just not take off more than we could do. Because that was not a fun month. It's very very stressful. But yeah, we had a few live streams. They went pretty well. Been spending our time also with like Twitch feedback streams, which I think is a great thing that artists are doing, and I hope that once this is all over, people don't just go back into their caves. I hope they still continue to listen to these artists and still can like continue to do these demo feedbacks, because a lot of that's where I think a lot of these underground artists have come from. Have been from these demo streams, because there are even artists that I've um personally discovered, like the Sausages. I was on, I
Oh
believe,
yeah.
Dr. Ozzy's demo stream. I heard their song and reached out to them. Been talking to them for like the last 4 or 5 months, and now they're making amazing moves.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not gonna say anything, but now they're killing it. And I told
definitely.
them, I was like, I heard their sound, and I told them, I was like, look, you guys have got something. You have a new sound. You already have your sound. Like you can listen, you can hear their sound in every one of their songs, and they managed to accomplish that in their early stages. And there are artists who have been doing this for years who still haven't been able to accomplish that. So, um, no, I like the idea of streaming. I hope it's not like this forever, but I do also hope that it's not something that goes away when things do go back to normal because I do think it's helped out quite a lot of people who have deserved some ounce of support get that support finally. I kind of went
Definitely.
off track there. I'm so sorry.
No, no, no. You're fine. You're fine. We live. This show lives on like rambling, so it's all good.
Yeah, and those streamer feedback sessions are really sick
Yeah,
because, of course, it builds artists up as well as like gives attention to the main artist as well. And like I personally have submitted my tracks to people that have like namely Vandals, right? Eliminate, put my tracks up on their stuff, and I get like actual feedback, and like I use it to like better my own music as well.
Yeah, that's
So
sick. Yeah, exactly. Because
yeah,
normally you get like a demo email and never hear from them again. But I think um the ability to not only promote yourself but actually know that you're getting feedback and get that feedback live is there's no getting better than that, honestly.
yeah,
yeah, and like it's really sick because these people don't really have an emotional attachment to your music too. So they can just be like, yeah, this is kind of like trash. You should probably fix everything. But like if I were to send my music to Marco, he's just like, okay. And like there's no
Exactly.
real feedback.
Exactly.
yeah.
But like
It's mainly because
because
like,
there's
what the
no
fuck am I supposed to say? I'm like, dude, I don't want to. It's. I feel like if you send it to your friends, it's like you don't want them. Friends are very like, I guess, sparing. They don't want to like crush the feelings.
No, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is sick." They're not like
yeah.
that's what I've learned.
Yeah,
There are very few people we can probably send tracks to
yeah.
that
I
are just
re-
gonna be like, "This is sick, bro." Like we want actual feedback, and I think that's where those Twitch
yeah.
streams really
Because
come in
really, all I
handy.
tell Victor is either like all right or it's dog shit, but I don't give enough reason why it
Yeah.
is. Like, I need to do
Yeah,
that actually.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, like you said, a lot of artists have been coming up through these demo streams, and like you mentioned the sausages, like they came through like Bandles' stream like a while back, and I was like, they played some shit, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah, no,
everybody
dude,
was freaking out. That's
I
great.
promise you, I want to say by the end of 2021, probably 2022, they will be at a good level. They're very consistent. They know what they're doing. They're killer dudes. I have full faith in them.
Yeah. I'd say like the streams have also like the streaming thing has also like gotten a lot of people much closer to like their communities, especially like with like I mean the Bandles and Eliminate streams. Like
I
now,
didn't even know they were streaming. Honestly, I'm kind of upset about that.
oh man, they Bandle streams a lot. I think
So I think
Eliminate does.
Eliminate does more.
I think he does once a week or twice a week.
I don't know. I haven't been on Twitch in a while, but
Uh, Something
I
like
think
that.
Eliminates is a little bigger, but Vandals is more kind of low key, down to earth.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I'm a mod for the Bandle streams, so I'm there quite often, and
Oh, that's dope. That's cool.
it's pretty sick because they got all of these really really small people that are just producing like for fun, but they also like want to make it big, and they're all like working together and like they're giving each other feedback now, and it's like they're building their own little community, and sometimes like they'll do like mega collabs together with Bandles, and I know that they had
Oh,
like
that's sick.
they did like a little thing the other day where it was like a duo collab challenge where like everybody just got picked with like a random teammate, and they had to like make a track together. Like they had a week to do it or something.
That's awesome, and that's another thing that I'm noticing. Like these bigger artists, they're just being really attentive to, I guess, quote unquote, smaller artists or whatever you want to call them, and they're just being super like they're super involved. They're being super helpful. Like everything, it's awesome seeing what's happening within the um, EDM community. Like it sucks because it's obviously going through like a drawback, but in terms of the musical aspect and just other musicians getting themselves out there, it's pretty cool what's been happening these last few months.
Definitely. Um. All right. I guess I I feel like we've been talking like way too much about music lately. I kind of like this show is kind of to be about like fucking anything, but we've just been really, fucking hammering in the music content today. Um, I guess then what do you oh shit, I had a question and eluded me. There it is. It took almost the full hour, but like there's the one time per episode where I have to, forget what I'm about to say. Um yeah, so I guess how is like fucking so you guys like are out here in LA, like where we are, I think. Are both of you out here or is it just one of you?
Both of us. I live in Long
Yep.
Beach, and he lives in. I
Yeah.
don't know if you want me to say your city, but both of us.
Yeah, we
Torrance. Torrance. Let's go Torrance.
all right. Like do you guys like when you go like out when you go out now, it's like it like the fires and shit like that, right? I mean, fuck, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about like
You lost it
dealing with it.
again, huh?
Yeah, I lost it again. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Victor, save me here. I'm
I don't
losing
even
it.
know where to come off of that. Because you just kind of like, all right.
Okay, you know what? Fine, it's fine. We leave it in. This is. Oh,
I mean, yeah, I was down in Long Beach actually last week, and it literally like where the aquarium is, like that big park. Uh, there were so many people outside. It's kind of ridiculous. Like it doesn't even seem like quarantine's a thing anymore. Like a lot of people were wearing masks, but like most of them weren't.
No, it's nasty, dude. People are. It's gross. Like, no, I'm sorry. I don't mean calling anyone gross, but like, I understand if you're sitting down at a dinner table and everything, but like, people are just straight up walking around without masks, and I'm like, y'all do you. I'm gonna wear my mask. I'm nasty.
Yeah, we were
But
doing this. Go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say yeah. I went to the Pike a couple, I think last week. And not only was it crowded, it was like a 2 hour wait for Hooters, insane Hooters. But people were just walking around not wearing masks, and I was just like, wow. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like our state definitely we're more in a lockdown than most other states. Because if you go to Vegas, their Dave and Buster's is open. Like other states is just like COVID doesn't even exist. But like out here, nah, yeah, people just aren't wearing masks. It's
Yeah, I
just
feel like
gross.
we, as in terms of just like government regulations on like restaurants and stuff, it's more strict, of course.
yeah.
But I feel like just people are just like, fuck it, open everything, you know? But
Yeah.
it's, I don't know what to feel about it, to be honest. It's like, it's very strange because, like, of course you want life to go back and like eventually it will. Just like, it's like when.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
got to be on its own terms, though. If we rush it, we're just
Yeah.
gonna go back to square one.
hey man, I think most states are like, hey, if we don't if we say that COVID doesn't exist, it doesn't exist until we have to, we just have to acknowledge it. But on that note, I think we're hitting about the end of our episode time actually. So, is there any like final words that you want to say, and not fumble them like I keep doing?
I would like to say thank you to +3. The third person just isn't here, but for having us. It's been awesome chatting with you guys. I'm happy to talk about anything, anytime. And to the people who are listening to this, if you listen to our music, thank you. We appreciate you. Means a lot. If you don't, you can give us a listen. All of our usernames or all of our socials is Faytal Music at Faytal Music, Faytal Music. We make dubstep, heavy dubstep, and we love EDM. We love meeting new people. We love talking to people. We love this. This is what we want to do. And just hope everyone's doing okay mentally, emotionally, physically. We're all in the same situation. It sucks, but just if you're feeling blue or anything, just keep your head up. We will be out of this hopefully soon. But yeah, just sending love and whatnot to everyone.
All right, awesome. Well, yeah, they are Faytal Music everywhere. All their links will be down in the description. You can go check them out. All of the podcasts stuff will be down in the description as well. You can check me and Victor out individually if you want. We have as of recording this, we just got a new editor on the team, so That's cool. His stuff will also be down there. And
Was it Taps?
no, it's not Taps. It's Eswin.
Okay.
Do you not keep up with the show, Victor?
I was not informed of this decision,
All right.
but shout out Taps anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
you guys are awesome. You guys have good energy. And when shows do open back up, if you don't forget about us, we should
Absolutely
definitely
not.
go to a
We'll-
show together or something.
Hell
Sure.
yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. So everybody, check them out. Check us out. Join our Discord. Join the Patreon. And other than that, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us, guys.